Okay. Hello again. Today we're going to be working on removal of the battery box. And some of the instructions that I had found was take off these bolts. We've got 4 of them down here. 1, 2, 3, 1 missing. But everybody failed to mention that I could read that this battery box is attached to a wiring harness and attached to where all of our fuses are. So, and these wiring harnesses are going everywhere. So what we're going to do is try to figure out what's the best way to approach this, because we got to get this box off. There's apparently a bracket underneath of there. And we got a couple wiring harnesses that come over here. The wiring harness comes from here, but then we have another wiring route over to those, and there's a lot of wiring. So we need to figure this out, and we will get back to you once we get it disassembled, and we'll show you how it goes. See no reference. Hello again. We're on another labeling adventure. We're going to be taking these 2 wires off of our fuse box, and I'm sure that there's some reason that they put one on top and one on the bottom. We just want to make sure we put it back the same way. As you can see here, we've labeled them already. We label this that it's going to go on the top terminal, and we label this it's going to go on the bottom. So it's got a brass here, so don't lose this brass nut. Not sure why they got a brass nut, but don't lose that. So let's put that just back on, and we'll just lay those off, and we'll figure out the rest of this and get back to you. Okay, we think we have this thing figured out. We had 4 bolts that we showed you earlier. Those are pretty easy to get out. These are 1/2 inch. Now we got this 1/4 inch one here that was way back here underneath of the engine coolant. So if you got some thin hands, 1/4 inch, take you a minute to get out, but just be patient. And that's that portion there. And then before you can take the battery case out, you have wiring harnesses with these fasteners on it. I don't know if you can see that, but these fasteners here will go in the side of this box. So that's why it's a good idea to videotape this stuff so you can remember where this stuff goes. Now, in terms of taking off the battery box, I'm just going to show you, because it's going to take 2 people, that you need to lift this whole fuse box up, and then your helper or your assistant or your boss will take this and wiggle it out, and then you can rewrap this with some plastic or something to keep it dry, and you can be able to pull the box out. So we'll do all that and get back to you. Okay, there we go. I'm kind of showing where that bolt is.
Okay, and down through here. Yeah, here it is, right under here. Best way to access this is underneath the car, and then I'll give them a view of it right here.
Okay. Yeah, it's right under the. It's right there. Let me stick my finger on it. Right here. And that's a 1/2 inch. So you just get a ratchet underneath there, and you should be able to get that out of there. Okay, here's Ronnie. Okay, now we got the bolt from the bottom of the battery support bracket. We have 2 more. We have one right here, and we got one down in here, and they're both 1/2 inch. So we'll get those off and we'll show you what it looks like after we get it off. Okay, hello. Okay, now that we got the battery box out, we have two electrical connectors going to the transmission. We have this one here, which is on the front of the transmission, and then behind the fuse box, down off the rear, here we have right here. I don't know if you can see my finger. Right there, there's another one right there. So we got to take those off, and we're going to label those with our label gun. Transmission, electrical connector, rear, and the one for the front. So we're going to put these, we're going to stick these on there. One in the rear, R-E-A-R, and then one for the front. Okay, we'll let you know how it goes taking those off. We got the two connectors off. Now at the end of the plug that plugs into the transmission, you're going to get one of these connectors, but it has a locking on it. So what you want to do is stick a screwdriver in here and start prying it up, because it moves in and out. It's got to be back on in order for it to go back in. It must have some locking keys in there, where I'd show you, but you take this, push it down there, and push this to the side. So you want to be careful with that. Stick your screwdriver in there and pull it out, wedge it out. But be careful. But be careful. Put a label on it. Steering linkage. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is get the steering linkage, which is right here. And what you want to do is take a screwdriver, put it in here, twist it real easy, get a larger, thinner flathead, and just put even pressure around until it pops out like this. Bang. And you want to be careful because you're going to reinstall this. So again, put a screwdriver right here. Yeah, and it's a little tight. Just wedge it in there. Don't pry it too hard, and there's a little clip on the end that stays there, and it just pops off. And that's it. And then make sure you label this so you know what it is. See you in a minute. Hello again. So what we've done was we've tied up the radiator. And if you have an air conditioning unit, I guess you're supposed to tie up the air conditioning unit, but what we've done was secure just with some wire, some regular 12 gauge wire. We ran it through here to secure it. We put these little caps under so it wouldn't untwist. At this point, I don't know why we're doing this, because we are following some instructions that are on some pictures on one of the sites on the web. So I guess we'll know more about that after. We're just thinking that once we start taking supports off on the bottom, since we have to support the engine and the transmission, that we're probably going to start removing some brackets and mounts that are going to loosen up the radiator. So we'll keep you posted. That's why we did it. See you later.